All right, so today we are going to be talking about propaganda and how historians can analyze it to learn about biases and different perspectives that people in the past had. So just to get us a little bit warmed up, I'm going to show you an image. I'm just going to flash it on the screen, and then I'm not going to show it for very long. So show on your graphic organizer. Just taking
There you go.
Okay, I'm just going to flash the image on the screen real quick. Don't talk about it. Don't discuss it with a partner just yet. Just in your head, think what is the first thing that pops in your head when you see the image, okay? I'm not going to show it for very long, so. Oh, did you guys see it?
Uh-huh.
Do you want it again? Okay, that's how fast it. Okay, so write down anywhere on your graphic organizer, doesn't matter where, just write down one word, what you think the picture was.
Wait, just one?
Yeah, just one word. Okay, now I'm going to show the picture again, and this time take a closer look at it and discuss it with the people at your table.
I saw the lady in the eye, but I didn't see the lady, like where the reflection, the behind at first, but I saw the skull, so I put skull lady.
Yeah, I put skull woman.
Oh,
I
nice.
didn't even see the girl, I just saw the skull.
Did you guys see that woman?
I didn't see. I was just like, oh, maybe it's a reflection or something.
Oh, you saw the reflection?
Yeah.
Okay, so you saw the lady then?
Yes.
Okay. What about you?
Oh, I kind of already knew it, but yeah, I saw the skull.
Did you see the lady?
No.
So what?
No.
Okay, that was cool. Some of us saw the skull and the lady, some of us just saw the lady, and some of us just saw the skull.
Interesting. Okay, I'll give you about 30 seconds more to talk about it. You guys don't have to talk. Okay.
So is that a mirror? Or a
Yeah.
circle?
Yeah.
It's like a
Oh, I wonder.
It's on like a desk or like her nightstand
Yeah.
with like a mirror and a candle.
Yeah.
Okay. So raise your hand if what you saw first in the image isn't what you ended up seeing after you talked about it for a little bit. Yeah, almost everybody. So what was the first thing that some of you guys saw?
Skull.
Skull lady.
Yeah, because I flashed it up really quick, didn't I? Just like that. It was the first thing that caught your eye. But the more you looked at it, you saw that there's a woman sitting here and she's looking in a mirror. This is like a candle giving off light. The mirror, her reflection, like her different bottles of perfumes and makeups make up the teeth, that sort of thing. So you can see more detail the more you look at it. Perspective is really important when looking at images and looking at the past and looking at history. It's really important to keep in mind that sometimes we only see the big picture and sometimes we only see little bits and pieces. Okay, so what we're talking about today is propaganda. And I'm going to teach you guys a new skill. And this skill is how to analyze it. Let's read the lesson. How to analyze historical propaganda by identifying the author, the time period, audience, and purpose. So, I'm going to do this one for you first, just to give you an idea of what this is, okay? So just follow along on your graphic organizer and write down what I'm saying and kind of the thought process here, okay? So, the propagandist, that's kind of a fancy way of saying whoever created the picture, whoever created the propaganda, who the mind behind it is, that's a propagandist. And from this poster, we can see that this is obviously American propaganda because it says apply U.S. employment service. And she's very, patriotic looking with the red headband and the blue shirt. You can kind of tell that this is very American. So, propagandist is the United States government. hairstyle, what they're wearing, what kind of tools she's using, even stuff like the font and different colors that are used. That's kind of how we gauge time period. So for me, I would say, she kind of looks like a pinup. She has a very like housewife kind of vibe. So I'm gonna say this is anywhere from the early 40s to the late 50s. So World War II era. Make sure you're writing this down in your graphic organizer. And remember, when you're looking at a piece of propaganda for the first time, it doesn't necessarily have to be 100% correct. Like notice how I said somewhere in like the 40s, 50s, sometime in the World War II era. So once you discover more information about it, you can go back and revise what you put. The audience is women in America. And we know this because who's on the cover of the propaganda? It's a woman. And in the 40s and 50s, women weren't really a big part of society yet. They were housewives and they kind of just took care of the family and the kids. So the fact that there's a woman on this piece of propaganda is a big deal. That means that the target audience is women. We also know this because if you take a look at the words up here, do the job he left behind. So it's saying, the men are gone, it's time for the women to step up, to stand up. Okay. The next thing is, we are going to look at like historical context of this propaganda to kind of give us a better idea of what's going on here. So the historical context is men who would regularly work in factories were deployed to Europe for World War II, and they left a huge need for manual labor in American factories. So a war is going on. We know that from our time period up here. World War II is happening, and the soldiers need tanks and guns and bombs and weapons, and they need food and supplies. All these things that the men would usually manufacture, they're gone, but we still need the items. So who's going to produce them? It's going to be the women in America. This is the first time that women are stepping out of the home and working in places like factories. It was kind of a big deal. It's very revolutionary. Okay, so the purpose or the message, women should apply to work in service jobs because it's their duty. So what from this propaganda poster makes us think that it's the woman's duty, it's the woman's job? Any ideas? I think that this piece of propaganda, it's very much a call to action. Do the job you left behind. And look at her, she's like all determined and she's got cool like power tools and stuff and working on some piece of machinery here. It's definitely not your typical woman in the kitchen making dinner for the husband. It's, she's like getting her hands dirty, she's got like work gloves on. So when we take all this into account, this is how we find out the underlying biases and perspective of people in that time period. So the biases here, this is very pro-war, very nationalistic, patriotic, and it was also very empowering for women because, again, this is the first time that they're stepping out of the home and working in places like factories and big industries. Okay, so I did this one for you guys to kind of give you an idea of what's going on here. This one we're going to do together, so I'm going to need a lot of discussion here. Okay. This is one of my favorite pieces of propaganda because, it's just kind of funny, it's kind of humorous. But, okay, who do you guys think is the propagandist here? Any ideas?
The US government.
Yeah. So I tried to keep it in the same ballpark as the last one because that's what we practiced with. So yeah, Emily, will you come write that up here if you can reach? Sorry, I know it's really tall. Okay. So who has an idea of why Emily thought